guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Ebubokwe and I'm a pharmacist based in Lagos State, Nigeria. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you ideas on what to expect whilst interning or working in private versus public institutions. We're not going to be generalizing everything because I believe that every institution, public versus public versus public and private versus private versus private, has its own unique experiences that you're going to be getting whilst working there. But there are still common standards that you most likely see whilst working in private as against public institutions. And before we get into that, I'm going to be giving you examples of public and private institutions where you can do your internship or work. So for public institutions, there is the public hospitals and national agencies. Public hospitals include the university teaching hospitals like the Nnamdi Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital, which is affiliated to Nnamdi Azikiwe University, or the University of Lagos Teaching Hospital, which is affiliated to the University of Lagos. So basically, these teaching hospitals are affiliated to some or most public educational institutions. Then some other examples of hospitals include federal medical centers, FMC, specialist hospitals like the neuropsychiatric, the orthopedic hospitals, and etc. National agencies include the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, which is NAFDAC, the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, PCN, the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, and a number of them. In private institutions, you will see the private manufacturing companies, the private retail pharmaceuticals. Now, there are a lot of private retail pharmaceuticals, a lot. I can't even start mentioning them now. There is actually a lot of them. But private manufacturing companies where you can do your internship is Pfizer, may&baker, Emzor, Evans, Pittin, and a number of them. Yeah. So just so it's not like I'm neglecting the private retail pharmaceuticals, I am going to be talking about it a little. Now, if you're a medical graduate and you're looking to do your internship in private retail, if you've been inducted or if you're yet to be inducted, there are some books that will be given to you during your induction orientation. So one of the books contains lists of institutions, organizations, everywhere that you can actually just do your internship. But the issue is that the book is not so updated. So you see the website on the screen, you can check it out for the up-to-date list. I'm going to leave the link to the website in the description box and in the comment section as well. Please guys, do make sure that wherever you're applying for your internship is actually accredited and they're eligible to train you as an intern. To avoid issues, just imagine after your internship you can't get your certificate of experience. Why? Because it's not acknowledged that you were trained as an intern. So to find out public and private institutions that you can apply to that are accredited, check out this video on the screen, but please not now. Not now, just be done with this video. So I'm going to be leaving the link to that video in the description box as well and in the comment section. You check it out later, okay? So in that video, I talked about how to discover good internship places. It's one thing to know good internship places and it's another thing to know if they are open to accept interns at the time that you want to apply. So that video is going to be helpful to help you know organizations that are calling for interns to apply and also know how to apply to different organizations without having to travel far and wide from Nasarawa State to Lagos State, from state to state, just to apply for internship. And that video will also help you on how to get information as to whether you were shortlisted by these organizations or if you are successful at the end of the day. So before we get to the second part of this video, please subscribe to my channel so that I can always get notifications now when I upload my videos, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. So over to the second part of this video, which is comparison between private and public institutions. At the end of the day, you just choose for yourself what you consider as the advantage or as a disadvantage to you. The first point is that public institutions pay interns hazard fee. It used to be just public hospitals, but I learned recently that PCN now just paying interns hazard fee as of February. If I even private hospitals are actually just pay hazard fee, although you can also see that happening private manufacturing, but you can't see it in private retail. The second point is that public institutions, usually the hospitals, some of the hospitals do not pay interns till after 3 to 6 months of work, but after that time frame, everything will be paid cumulatively at once to you, and then from there they continue with the monthly payment. But in private institutions, the moment you're starting work, the month you're starting work, you will get paid from that month. The third point, still about the money, is that public institutions pay within a specific time frame every month. Say maybe within the first week of the new month or whatever, like they just don't feel because it's already programmed by the government. But in private institutions, it takes a lot of discipline on the managing director's part to actually keep to not delaying the payment of workers for some days, because at the end of the day it's just one person that carries the responsibility of the whole organization. So it takes a lot of grace to not hear at the end of the month that please, you guys should be patient a little. Small family problem came up, and I had to sort it out with money. Guys, it can be so unprofessional and annoying, but at the end of the day, it's Nigeria. The fourth point, which is the last point about money, is that the pay is actually higher in public institutions. Guys, the pay, yeah. But just very few private institutions pay up to 100K monthly salary. You will work, work will want to kill you. But at the end of the month, nothing show for it. The fifth point is that public institutions are less strict with time. Talking about closing and resumption time, they're always less strict because it is government owned, so no one really takes it personally. Although sometimes your senior colleagues might want to hold you accountable, question you, but they're usually more lenient there, especially if you have tangible reasons. Although I'm not encouraging you to not take your work seriously or to be late or not punctual to work, because you can actually get a query in public. I'm not saying you can't, but in private, the slightest lateness can actually get you a query. That leads me to the sixth point, which is that in public institutions, you can actually easily take a day off, maybe because you feel unwell, or take some hours work for any tangible reason. But it's not usually easy in private because they might want to talk about who will cover you when you're off work, because workers are kind of like limited when it comes to private institutions. And even if at the end of the day you're able to take that day off or that time off, you might just be feeling like you're inconveniencing the organization. So it's usually just not that easy. But in public, very easy. And you can easily get your time off. The seventh point is that public institutions observe national and religious holidays, whereas some private institutions might not observe that. The eighth point is that public institutions, let me just say hospitals, do night shifts where you work the whole night into the following morning, and then you probably not work the following day, or you just resume work maybe in the afternoon. But you don't usually see that kind of night shifts in private institutions, except maybe some retail pharmaceuticals that do 24-hour service. You might get to be doing shifts, night, day, morning. So the last point, which is what I really love about retail pharmaceutical that made me choose retail pharmaceutical to do my internship, is that you are in charge of whatever comes to the pharmacy. Every case, every problem, the common sicknesses, the treatment, the documentation, you also delve into the managerial aspect of it, the procurement, everything, every equipping that you'll be needing to be able to open your own retail pharmaceutical. You get it there whilst you're doing your internship. Although it's not limited to internship, because there are other ways you can still get it, if you did your IT, took it seriously, post internship, post NYSC, but for me, I wanted to get it early enough. So that was why I forfeited all the sweet benefits of public institutions. They pay. It was really a battle for me to forfeit that. But at the end of the day, I believe the goal is for you to know what you want to achieve and get from the 1 year experience. So let me know in the comment section, where did you do your internship? How was the experience? What advantage did you get from there? What did you not like from the institution? Was it a private or public? Just share your experiences so that the ones that are warming up for it to learn. And if you have more questions, please do well to drop them in the comment section, and I'll be addressing them later on in a video. Please make sure that you're subscribed, like this video, and share to your friends and colleagues. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.